Yes, sir, man. Can everybody hear me? What's good, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another Savage Talk Live. Jeez, man. Listen, man. You have to bear with me, man. I just jumped straight off a Liverpool stream about 3 minutes ago, straight to this stream. Um, yeah, man. Savage Talks Live, man. Listen, I had a Savage Talks Live prepared, and then I didn't because I did the Raw review, and then I knew that I had football, and then the releases have happened today. You already know what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, it used to be a dark. What was it? Dark. It used to be dark Wednesdays and that, brother. Now it's on a Thursday, bro. But let's be honest, man. Um, Hey, man, this happens every year, bro. Like, I'm not gonna do the shocked, sad voice anymore and that, bro. The first time these things were happening, I used to really I used to feel really bad, man. Like, and now I felt bad. We felt bad previously because it was in lockdown, and you know what I mean. So, but yeah, man, the WWE releases happened. I can't lie, and I'm not doing the the journalist thing and that, bro. But I had the heads up on these releases like before they got released online. I had the heads up for about 2 hours before. The Mustafa Ali release, I had the heads up of that one like this morning. Um, Not really shocking to me considering well he wanted his release in January, didn't he? And he didn't get it. They didn't let him leave his contract. But that man said, "Listen, you ain't leaving, bruv. We'll sack you, bro." But it's crazy still. Um, it's getting the tax year normally is around April times, isn't it? And that's when normally do, bro. But yeah, man, they've done it this time and that, and then obviously NXT later on. NXT one's going to be very interesting because NXT's been on a roll lately. So I feel like whenever time WWE start getting some momentum in what they're doing, they have these releases and then they hand AEW the reins on it of the free hits and that. I remember last time Vince had signed up all the people, so AEW couldn't get anyone. So it's a little bit different to what it was before, but it is what it is, man. Get to the chat. No. Somewhat I read earlier and that. Let's say everyone. Big up Jeffrey, big up Anna. Love for the love. Oh yeah, might as well go off Anna's list though, because that is the list from there anyway. So release list so far. So let's go through them one by one, man. And guys, I don't want to hear what I mean, you got to say what you want, but let's stop being emotional about this and let's think properly. Because usually, well, like I said, last time it was a lockdown and it was a bit weird, bro. You know what I mean? Get rid of man when there's a COVID around and that, man. You know what I mean? Because I remember they got rid of Bray and Braun, one of them. I remember that because I went to get, is when I went to get Pablo, I think, or around that time it was. And yeah, that stunk. So some man got brought back. They got rid of Bronson Reed and that back then as well. And Leo Rush. I think Leo Rush at the time was a massive shock, wasn't it? And then obviously Braun and Bray were the biggest shockers. Although Braun was probably the biggest shock because Bray was off TV for a while after WrestleMania. So, okay, so Riddick Moss, it's not a shock to me. He actually had a good start to the year and he had a good end to last year. But I feel like with Riddick Moss, even though I rate him as a wrestler, the highest level he got to, I don't think he would have got higher than that, which was the thing between him and Baron Corbin, that kind of storyline. So and I'd say with all due respect, I don't want anyone to lose their job in it, but I'm just being, you know what I mean, wrestling hat here. So Riddick Moss gone. Rick Boogs, self-explanatory, man. He tore his ACL that time when he was in the tag team with Nakamura. Injured himself. He was out for like a year. Then I see him to come back on YouTube doing fitness videos. Then he came back about 3-4 months ago now. Didn't do anything apart from he was in the Battle Royal at Mania, I think. Or the Slim Jim Battle Royal, what LA Knight when I think he was in that. Apart from that, done nothing. Expected. Aaliyah, self-explanatory, expected. I thought she was last year. She was decent on the roster, but expected as well. Emma, with all due respect, expected, but it's kind of sad in it because she's been released before, isn't it? So I feel like if you get released, come back and you're like, yo, stable income. This is why I'm starting to figure out now, even though it's a bit of a shame, and I don't really like, it's not my business. But when a lot of the women wrestlers end up on like OnlyFans and all these things and stuff like that, and all they're trying to do, or men and women are trying to do the Twitch thing, it's because stable income, in it. Because WWE is a really good income if you've got the job. If you don't have the job, well, you know what I mean, and you don't know when these are they're not getting this information like weeks before, like, oh, we've got cuts coming up next month. then you can start preparing yourself. It's just happening. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, I heard about some ones earlier and stuff like that. Yeah, man. This one is down to TV changes though. And last time they said it was about the budget. There's TV changes going on with UFC and WWE Endeavor, and I think that's what's going on there. So I don't even think everyone who you think is behind it is behind this particular thing. Top Dollar, Top Dollar's I think it's a bad move letting him go. But they got rid of the whole of Hit Row before and brought him back. To do it again is a shame because he's one of them people, man. Like he's got good connection with the fans, especially online, and that's a bit weird. Like Shanty the Adonis and BFAB, their name's not on the list. I don't think so. That's a bit of a strange one to me. But it sucks. I like Top Dollar. I like him a lot. He interact like I interact with him on Twitter all the time, DMs and stuff like that. Really good person, man. So that sucks a little bit. But I guess if you ain't got nothing for him, you ain't got nothing for him, innit? I mean, he was fighting LA Knight, and I mean, again, listen. One good thing for you know, I mean, you got to live your dream as I know he's a massive wrestling fan anyway. And man, you fought Bray Wyatt last, bro. So you got that on your record too, bro. That was cold. Elias, again, expected. Shame, but expected, innit? The fact that he went from Elias, done a promo about leaving, did the Ezekiel thing, left again, came back with a beard, done the same Elias thing again, and yeah, no, expected. Mustafa Ali, we've already spoke about. Shelton Benjamin, I expected it as well. Shame though, it's a shame because shame how you treat your legends in it, but no use for him on TV. The Hurt, I said last time, the Hurt Business saved him and Cedric. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby or MVP said, "Now let me take him under my wingman." And I think they could have. I think they could have made Hurt Business into a massive faction. I know that Bobby's got Street Profits now, but I think like they could have made it into a massive faction, 3 or 4 people with a woman as well. Would have worked out, man. You know what I mean? But one of them. And Dolph Ziggler. I know everyone thinks this is a shock. This is the one that's when I hear cuts, this is the one I expected more than ever. And I say this because I had a conversation in the week. Was it Monday? When I was talking about that Dolph. Well, no, what was it on the Real Show? I said that Dolph's like one of the most underused people ever, man. Like he's so cold. Yeah, and then I spoke about his rivalry with Daniel Bryan and The Miz. And me and my son's always talking about it as well. That Dolph Ziggler is one of the best wrestlers they've had in the WWE, and he can go make it anywhere. Now, Dolph is still older than he looks. Not old, but older than he looks. And I wonder, like last time he was going to retire himself and leave and go to. Remember, he wanted out of the contract before, and he was going to become a comedian. He's a comedian already, but I think he was going to run with his stand up and that. I know he's best friends with The Miz as well, so he's got connections at WWE. He's been there so long, longer than all them other ones. His brother's over at AEW. I don't think he'll do the AEW thing. You know, I think he'll stop being a wrestler, bro. Honestly, he might. He's charismatic, and I think he can go into a lot of things. So, be very interesting to see what happens with Dolph Ziggler, man. But it's a shame, man, because I really like him. He's one of the guys, man. One of the greatest cash-ins of all time, which is quite funny because WWE just posted that like 2 days ago. But one of the greatest cash-ins of all time, man. And he's got so many moments. Big up Dolph Ziggler, man. But yeah, man, there you have it, bro. Yeah. Big up to everyone in the chat, man. I know you comments on that, bro. I have to get to them still. Big up Jeffrey every time, bro. Big up Deontay. All people being here for 10 years, I thought he was bulletproof. Nah, man. Yeah, I'll give you this, Senate. Big up Zen as well. You got what people have to understand is that I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm trying to give people the perspective of what I'm saying, and if we don't know what's going on behind the scenes with creative, and we only speculate, and speculation usually is why is creative not doing anything with this person? Why is he not doing anything with this person? And don't get me wrong, the rosters are so big in AEW and WWE now that some people have to just wait for their time. Some people are just always on the roster because they're always good. Dolph Ziggler is one of the ones out of all the people we just spoke about should always be on the roster. They've not used him. They sent him back down to NXT. That was his last big thing he did. is him going back down to NXT and fighting Bron Breakker, and that was like almost a revival of his career. But then he came back to the main roster, done nothing. So for me, if you're paying somebody, and I'm not saying this is their actual wage, but I've seen some of their wages and that, say Dolph Ziggler like 400,000 a year, for what? Business standpoint, I'm not being heartless. I'm being serious, bro. For what? This isn't football, bro, where the money generates like that. So then you get the other ones 100K a year and all that. For what? And I think because Endeavor's taken over and it's not Vince McMahon anymore, that's what they're the ones paying them now. If anyone gets business, that's how it works, isn't it? The majority shareholders, that's where the payment's coming from. They're gonna look at the books. Because remember, we thought before that Disney were gonna buy WWE and then they made the cuts. They were trying to clean everything up, innit? If you want to clean the books up, you're gonna go through a list of people. What are we paying you for? You're not even a jobber, bro. Like, we don't even use you on the show. Like, Emma and Aaliyah don't get used on the show. Top Dollar doesn't get used enough. Elias doesn't get used enough. Dolph Ziggler doesn't get used enough. So Shelton Benjamin doesn't get used enough. And the fans have to stop pretending like they care as much, man. Like, I care about these as people, innit? But do I care about them in a wrestling sense when I'm thinking about what I'm watching week in? No, I'm not. Like, Dolph Ziggler's the one I mentioned because I missed him off screen. Elias, I missed him off screen before, and then when he came back and didn't do anything, I didn't miss him on screen. I don't miss Top Dollar off screen most of the time because they're not doing anything with him. I definitely don't miss Emma and Elias. So for that reason, bro, it's kind of obvious, bro. Like, it's a shame though. It sucks, bro. Um, yeah, people like Emma. Let's go back to Impact, man. But Emma's smart because when she got released the first time and that she started selling like pictures and modeling online and stuff like that, so she made a name for herself there as well. Big up Morris, by the way. Yeah, she got released 3 times, man. I don't know if they did that dirty, man. I'm gonna be deadly honest, bro. I don't know if they did that dirty. Big up Jack Bombard, bro. Big up, bro. Yeah, those niggas 43, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. He's in the class with like Brock and Randy and all that, bro. So like, what I mean is, he's not old, but he's not young either. And AJ Styles is aging that, bro. But AJ gets used on it. That's what sucks about Dolph. Dolph is one way, you know what I mean? First Lacey Evans now, Dolph. Yeah, but they're not in the same class, bro. Like, at all. Let's be honest, man. Lacey Evans, man, she really. If anyone went to Lacey Evans' Instagram, bro, she was waiting to be released in it. And the moment she got released, all of a sudden, all of her Instagram photos and that just turned sexy, bro. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, bro? Like, what? So these couldn't wait to jump on like OnlyFans and all this weird stuff. Listen, man, I don't respect it, but making money in it, I guess that's your you have to deal with that, man. Having daughters and that, looking at that. But hey, money, I guess, bro. I hope Tony Khan can see Dolph Ziggler is used on the roster. Hopefully, just storyline him and Troll. Yeah. Dolph Ziggler's one that I think definitely could happen. I think they can. I think it can happen. Yeah, Ziggler's a G, bro. Big up, son. Yeah, again, son is a legend, bro. But like I said, man, when was the last time everyone was asking for Dolph Ziggler, bro? And I know I said I mentioned it on Monday, but apart from that, bro, like people ain't out there with like in the crowd with like banners and stuff. Oh, we want Dolph. People ain't online. Oh, where's Dolph? We need Dolph. People ain't caught. People used to chant CM Punk more than any other of these wrestlers, bro. So it sounds like I'm being heartless, but I'm just being realistic, man. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It was going to get released. Why have him televised for No Mercy? They didn't know he was going to get released, bro. Trust me, bro. This television thing, they're looking for the books and having to pick people, but he's one who wanted to leave in it. So, was it worth sending Corbin to NXT? It was for what was going on. He done good down there, man, but he weren't long enough, man. Nikki Cross isn't on NXT, no. If I told you, bro. Some people have to take response for their own stuff, and if I'm on that main roster and you ain't got nothing to me, I'm telling you to send me to NXT, bro. Like, I saw Pete on NXT in the week, and I'm so happy because he needs to go and revamp. And he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, bro. He shouldn't be landing around. Luckily for him, was with the Brawling Brutes and that, bro. But it's a dangerous time, man. Big up John Conway. I'm not going to try and predict who's next in that, bro. All I'm saying is that NXT one's going to happen, bro. So probably people that you ain't heard of in that, man. But bringing on people like Jay Cargill and that, bro, people are going to end up You bring on people who have already got a name and established stars. The rest of them are going to get moved around. Obviously, some of the NXT people are not on professional contracts; they're on PC contracts. 50K a year and that. So that'll be interesting. Do I think Nikki Cross will be okay? Seemingly so, because it feels like the main roster ones have already been done. The NXT ones that are next, but I'm not gonna. One thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not at all gonna say who I think should go and who I think should. You know what I mean? Shouldn't go. I'm just gonna say like this one makes more sense for business than the other times, bro, because they got rid of people like Leo Rush and that before. As I said, Bray when he was injured and Braun, and that didn't make no damn sense to me. But Braun ever since that, when they brought him back, he's been terrible ever since, bro. Like they brought him back to do nothing, bro. He was on a roll at the beginning of that, so wasn't Ali booked to face Dominic for the North American Championship? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was on. He's been on Thingy a few times as well, man. NXT. Big up Ethan. Hope you well, bro. Big up to everyone in the chat, man. Big up, man. John Conway, you already know. Remember for 1 month. Yeah, evolution. Come on, bro. Yep, Nick is in AEW, bro, but he ain't doing anything over there. So don't get too gassed off it. I'll tell you that, man. And Savage doing the player rating. And he's got the player rating. He did have it notified for 8 o'clock, so I have to go check, bro. I'm a bit behind in the comments. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't understand why they wouldn't do it together. What do you think is next for Punk? I think CM Punk ain't gonna come back to wrestling. I think he might do like a I think he might do what Zack Ryder's been doing. So he might go and do the rounds on all the indie circuits and then retire. I believe so. But I can't speak for the man in it. I don't know, but that's just what I think. So, nah, Dolph Ziggler can get in the door. What everyone's failing thing is, what if he doesn't want to, bro? Like, he might not want to. He might not want to go over there. It might be exciting for him, but he might not even want to be over there, bro. This man's got other stuff going on. Most of these men who are like in their 40s and that in WWE, trust me, that's not the only thing they've got going on. And if it is, they've stacked up their money already. So, what do you think SmackDown going to USA and Raw moving from Mondays? Nah, Raw moving from Mondays is a stinker, bro. It's literally Monday Night Raw. They can't do that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. We've been speaking about Charles Benjamin, bro. Let's be honest, man. It's not that shocking, bro. I said, by the way, where is your members? Nah. I put out. You didn't read the community tab. I put out the community tab about it, man. I did. I'm not slacking. I promise. I put out a community tab about it. I'm hoping Cedric gets sent to NXT and isn't just released. But you gotta remember NXT is 2 hours a week, and you've already got people like Wesley, Dijakovic, Dragunov, Bron Breakker, Dragon Lee, Dominic. Like you've got so many people on the roster already that like the chances are, unless you're someone who's going to be outstanding, they're just going to send you away, innit? Bad still. They mess up Jay Cargo. NXT isn't going to help her. There's nobody for her. It's no. It's not too easy for her because wrestling is predetermined, isn't it? So I wouldn't. Listen. If I had the choice, I wouldn't put her on NXT. But she isn't the best wrestler, so she's not that. Remember, But I don't know if you know this, bro. She was in WWE before in the PC. I remember watching the thingy when she came in. There was when it comes in the group of them, it's like the class of 2021, class of 2020. I remember seeing her on the picture. She had short hair. She was coming from being a personal trainer and fitness model. They had her in the PC. They released her. She went to AEW. Then she's come back now. Well, she's coming back. So, I don't want to hear people moaning about like Nia Jackson, all this stuff, and people being hurt. But then Jade might not be. You know what I mean? Because this is different TV, man. You know what I mean? So, I reckon she's good enough though. But you know what I mean? It's one of them. So have you seen Dolph Ziggler doing? Yeah, I've seen him do stand up. That's what I mentioned earlier. He'd been doing stand up for ages. When they were doing Total Divas, when he was on there and he was speaking to like we were speaking to like JoJo at the time, I think. No, Nikki. He was trying to. You know when he was trying to date Nikki when John Cena was with her. He was doing stand up in Total Divas. I remember it, man. So that's why I said he's probably going to go back to doing that. Yeah. Listen, I just want the best for Sharm wherever he does, man. Probably the best thing for it. He's the same age as Brock and all that, man. So if I'm him, bro, he strikes me as he'll be great as a trainer. Like I watch reality of wrestling anyway. Booker T's brand. Shelton Benjamin's been down there a few times. He was actually there a month ago when Zilla Fatu made his debut. Shelton Benjamin was backstage, bro. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him become a trainer or something. He's not worth like. I'm not being a dickhead on that, but is AEW worth putting your body through, like doing like death matches and that and jumping off ladders when you're already in your 40s? It's not worth it, man. But if you still want the crowd behind you and stuff like that, then yeah, AEW is the way to go. Impact ain't the way, bro. Tell you that much. I don't think so, bro. Because none of them are exciting, bro. Yep, it was perfect transition to backstage producer. Yeah, that. Oh, see, you said this, and I didn't even know you had said it, man. Trust me, I watch reality wrestling. There's backstage on there, man. So you go help Booker T out. Someone. I mean, he's got. Listen, these man, their knowledge on wrestling is invaluable, in it. So I just think they'll be fine in what they do. Um, we'll have to see what happens going forward and that, man. I just wish none of them but the best, to be honest. Ravi said, "Where did Ravi? All I'm going to say to you is you best off googling it, bro, because I had the most high hopes for this guy. He had everything as a wrestler, but a couple allegations about a couple kids and a couple 16, 15-year-olds and that, and then messages and pictures and then drink driving. Yeah, he's finished, bro. Man like Patrick and that. AEW wrestling is more. AEW is not more storytelling than WWE. AEW is more wrestling. Yeah. Oh, AEW is more about wrestling. AEW is about wrestling more than storytelling. Oh yeah, I agree. My bad. I read that wrong. Yeah, I agree. Way more about wrestling. No, I'm saying it from his health standpoint, bro. I'm saying it from an older man, bro. Like he doesn't wrestle often enough, like AJ and all that. So every time he comes out the cold, he's risking something, bro. And sadly, when you go to AEW, bro, not sadly, because I enjoy the matches and that, bro. But I seen what them man are getting put through in that tables, coffins, things jumping off stuff at the age of 60, and that. I'm just saying he might not want it, bro. Like I'm sure if he was that bothered about the creativity and like let's be honest, man. There's the other side to this, Senate, that if these guys weren't being used on the roster, they could have said, you know what, forget the money. I'm about wrestling. So, you know what I mean? We're going to have to finger in it. I'm going to have to leave. None of them said that. So if none of them said that, what am I going to get upset about it for, man? You know what I mean? Like, Mustafa Ali is the only one I know. And Dolph Ziggler 2 years ago, before it was COVID, though, before COVID, that wanted a release. So I can't finger. Baron Corbin is doing great. Now he's not. He's not doing great. He's not doing great. Let's not over exaggerate, man. He ain't even there all the time, bro. But he's doing right. Lately, why have AEW Dynamite these days and that's wrestling, bro? I just did a reaction to the whole AEW Dynamite. There's more wrestling. There's way more wrestling than talking. The only thing is their promos are longer than WWE's on it. So if you have like MJF in the ring talking, he's gonna talk for about 12 minutes, 15 minutes. Whereas WWE promos are about 6 minutes and then loads of adverts. So it's actually way more wrestling. They get loads of matches in. Anyone watched the last Dynamite, bro? It was like a pay per view. I loved it. It was cold. The matches were really good. But I'm telling you, bro, it was more like a pay per view with the kind of matches they put on. Sean Benjamin's 48. He shouldn't do all those extras. Yeah, listen, Sean Benjamin can do what he wants. He's earned that right. But all I'm just saying is from I mean, innit? Church 48, trainer, producer, sensible transition. I saw the same interview. We're just giving opinions, isn't it? Just because he said he can still go in the ring, but when he said that, he was talking about being at WWE. He wasn't talking about being at AEW. And I'm saying there's so many young guys in AEW. If they go, "Oh, we're going to put you in this storyline," and then all of a sudden he's not fighting Christian, he's fighting flipping Jungle Boy or Hook or someone or Darby Allin. He ain't getting regular one-on-one matches against Darby Allin. He's getting thrown for a flipping for a skateboard and that, bro. So that's my point, bro. So it's not even like and yeah, didn't you know his age? Shawn Mendes, he's 48, bro. I'm close to 50. He just looks great, and he doesn't really age in that, bro. But um, it's not that shocking that he's 48 if you think about it, bro. Like he comes from OVW with Brock and Randy and John Cena and Batista, and he used to be was it college dorm mates and NCAA Division One. He used to share the room with Brock, and he's only 2 years older than Brock's 46. Sean's 48. I think that's what it is. If AEW didn't exist, would certain wrestlers choose Ring of Honor or Impact? Yeah, yeah. Well, Ravi, I'll be honest, bro. If AEW didn't exist, all the wrestlers would still be on WWE. They wouldn't release them. But I think it's like, yo, because the man that was just trying to stay on there and that. If AEW didn't exist, then NXT would be the third brand, like to SmackDown and Raw. Now it's gone back down to developmental, but when it was Black and Gold at the time, all those people would have been on NXT. You know what I mean? Because most of AEW's roster, well, half of it is from NXT in it with Adam Cole and all that. So it's crazy still. When did Wesley say this? Oh man, Penta and Phoenix, man. I love Phoenix, bro. So cold. No, I don't think a rival won't be going live it. Yeah, I can't lie. I'm not gonna listen. I speak to Eva Marie on Twitter and it, so like I'm not gonna come on here and diss her and that, bro. But the last run, well, she knows already. Cause I said it wasn't the best, but it was stinky still. That was with the little Lily doll in it, man. With Alexa. Ravi Darby Allen scares me every week, bro. Scares me for himself. He scares me for my own eyes, bro. Scares me for the fans that I feel like I don't want to wish it on him ever, bro. But I swear, when I watch Darby Allen everywhere, I'm like, I swear this guy's gonna die in front of us, bro. That last one, what Miro did to him when he dropped him on the apron. Oh my god, bro. I don't He's diving through coffins and that, man. So yep. Yeah, because the only person on the roster who's been there longer than him at the moment is Thingy, innit? Um who's currently on the roster. Obviously Randy's injured and that is the Miz. If there's no the shouting and then the Miz. So crazy, man. Ever make a comeback or is he done? They don't use him properly on AEW either, man. I think Triple H could get Keith Lee back over him, man. I mean, his missus is still here, and she ain't doing anything, bro. So why wouldn't you put them together? Remember, I'll tell you who I'm surprised that's not in here. I'm glad he's not gone, but Karrion Cross, bro, they don't use him. It's like every 3 months there's a match finishes, and then we go to a dark room, and he picks up a card, laughs, and then we don't see him again, bro. I feel like Triple H brought back many people who, let's be honest, they had nothing for, and now most of them will be released. Yep, because remember they've changed Triple H's job title as well, so I don't think he has a choice. As soon as the company got sold, I know Triple H said nothing's changing, and he probably meant it, but the company, you don't own it, bruv, and Vince don't own it either, so you've got less of a say. That's how business works, but you have to be careful. It's not Triple H's fault because it's not his company to sell, bro. But once things get sold, you have to be careful, man. You know, like you could say to somebody, "Oh, I want to buy your business," and the person says, "Okay, you can buy my business, but you need to keep the name exactly the same because it's a family name." And you're like, "Yeah, man, no problem. We'll keep the name the same." Bro, as soon as you buy that business, change the name, bro. New Japan, you can't just turn up in New Japan, innit? They have to want you there, bro. So they'll look and see your name and what's going on because strong style wrestlers in it. But I can't see anyone who's been released from what we've just said going to New Japan. They don't really fit. Um, Be interesting though. Maybe if Dolph was younger, because Dolph's cold, man. Can sell everything. He makes everybody else look great. But yeah, man, crazy times, bro. But let's not get all emotional about it. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go DM all of them, bro. Load up some interviews for the future. That's what I'm gonna go do, man. I'd love to hear the. I'm not gonna ask them all the seedy business about being released. I just want to know about their life and that, bro. So, now that I'm with WWE, I don't have to go through WWE to get interviews and that. So I might go speak to them still. Tim, Shane McMahon runs a $1 million business, bro. Can't remember what that business is called, bro. But he's rich, man, so he's all right. That injury though, flipping out. Snoop Dogg saved him still. But yeah, man, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I know it's not a long one, but hey, pause, skip. But I've scheduled another one later for NXT in it. Hit the notification bell on it, and I'm almost definitely gonna do it. But I don't know. I'll put it there just in case in it, because you know, what I mean, I had word that yeah, I mean, the NXT ones are coming later on and stuff like that. So that one will probably be like a 20-minute video, but I'll still be awake. So you know, I'm definitely gonna come and do it, and it just hit the notification bell. I'll probably be in like a 20-minute stream. But I like these short streams anyway. I get to chat to you guys and chop it up with you guys a bit more in it. So, yeah, Jeffrey, man, I'm gonna try to do that, man. So you know what I mean. Love to everyone in the chat though, man. I really respect it. You know what I mean. So if I'm correct, I think I scheduled a stream for 10 or 10 past 10, just because I know that, you know. And if the releases haven't been done by that point, we'll just go live and then I'll go on Twitter and probably go for like Fightful or someone and wait for them to release it, man. It's horrible though, because I feel a bit seedy doing it. Like I feel like because I knew that the releases were coming and that. Sometimes I sit there and think, you know, I'm glad I never. I tell you what, I'm happy about. I'm glad that when I found out the information, I didn't go and do a stream on it, because that would be rude, man. Imagine me doing a stream before people know they've been released. That'd be terrible. So I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to be like, you know, distasteful about stuff and that, because I'm not a news channel, but at the same time, I'm a wrestling channel and I want to talk about it. We had a nice conversation just now where we can talk about what's going to be next for some of these guys and that, and see what happens, man. But I'll tell you one thing. I know Morris asked about Impact. Just Impact struggle in it because there are things around like they're hard to get on networks to watch. They don't have the YouTube. They should pay. They should have put a YouTube subscription up for people to watch it. And then their crowd. There's about, I don't know, if I'm nice, about 100 people in the crowd. It stinks, man. They put on some great matches as well, man. I don't believe Moose is still in Impact. He should be at AEW or WWE by now. Naomi's over there killing it, but no one cares because, yeah. So be interested, man. Maybe some of these people can go make a difference over there. I definitely can see if Top Dollars gets released on his own, that's weird because he's the more popular one out of all of them. But if the whole of Hit Row get released, I would stay together and join up somewhere else, man. You know what I mean? But wouldn't be surprised. You know, they know what the women are doing. You know what I mean? It's the same. Don't jump on OnlyFans and all that, bro. But we'll see, man. Let's get some comments just before I leave. Warlow's contract is up soon. Yeah, they'll mess Wardlow up on this on WWE. They can't even do anything with Braun, bro. So I wonder what will happen with Angel Garza and Humberto. They look like they're heading into rivalry with each other on NXT. Their rivalry is so pointless, man. They're cousins and they fought each other loads of times. Then they were a tag team, but it's pointless. They need new creativity over there. They need to revamp the product. They had Impact 1000, and most people don't even know that it happened. That's how bad it is. So, anyway, guys, join me later on in it, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a couple hours, so 2 hours, hour and 50 minutes, something like that. So, yeah, man, I'll be back. I'll definitely be back. You know what I mean? And we'll do 20-minute stream, and then I'll finish the rest of the day. Then we'll chop it up and that. But obviously, thanks again for coming over. I enjoy doing these with you guys. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, keep it going. Wrestling content's up, man. You know what I mean? Peace.